Hello and a warm welcome to you to the University of Otago's Coursework Master Degree webinar. This is a live webinar intended for international students considering their options at Otago in New Zealand, and we welcome you. My name is Megan Smith. I'm from the International Marketing and Recruitment team.
And I'm Victoria McInerney. I'm also from the International Marketing and Recruitment team.
And we are excited because a little bit later in this webinar, we'll have some special guests joining us from the Careers Office and two of our current international students who have been studying master degree programs with us too, to share some of their insights and thoughts. So we have a large agenda to get through today, and we are going to jump straight into it, but certainly look forward to the panel discussion in a wee while after we talk about our master's programs. So let's kickstart, because for many of you, New Zealand may be unfamiliar, and indeed the city of Dunedin where we are located. So let's kickstart. Aotearoa, or New Zealand. We are a country of 5 million people. We have 3 official languages, English, of course, Te Reo Māori, our Indigenous language, and New Zealand Sign Language. New Zealand as a country competes very well in a number of global rankings, including being the 4th least corrupt country in the world, the 4th safest country in the world, great for your family and loved ones to know about. Certainly gender equality is important to us. We're prosperous, we're happy, and we're doing well in the Sustainability Competitive Index too. Something that's special and unique to New Zealand is, of course, our Indigenous culture, our Māori culture, and indeed coming to New Zealand is a chance to experience that and to enjoy the Māori principles of manaakitanga, which is effectively meaning hospitality, kindness, generosity, and support. And we believe that's something that our international students certainly will feel and embrace as students in New Zealand. So studying in New Zealand, it's great for you to know that all 8 universities in New Zealand are ranked among the top 2% in the world. That is to say that the quality of education in New Zealand is extremely high. We are the #1 English-speaking country for preparing students for the future, and we offer a world-class education where areas such as critical thinking, hands-on learning, working collaboratively, and creativity and problem-solving are really valued in the way we teach and learn. We are indeed second best in the world for producing graduates with problem-solving skills, which is exactly what we need in this world. And of course, there's fantastic research opportunities and a number of international collaborations that New Zealand and indeed the University of Otago participate in. Something a little bit special to note is that New Zealand was the very first country in the world to adopt a special code of practice to care for international students. All right, so where is Dunedin? Dunedin is the city that the University of Otago's main campus is located in, and you can see we are in the south of the South Island of New Zealand with a beautiful peninsula and harbour entering in. In terms of coming to Dunedin, normally you would first make an international flight into either Auckland or to Christchurch International Airports, and then a short connection down to our beautiful city. So just under 2 hours from Auckland and less than an hour from Dunedin. In terms, from Christchurch rather, in terms of the city of Dunedin, we are known as a student city. We have a smaller population, around 130,000 people, of which 25,000 are students. And we love it here. We always rate extremely highly in New Zealand's national surveys of quality of life. Of all of the cities in the country, Dunedin almost always comes out on top as loving life the most. In Dunedin, we have a very high percentage of postgraduate qualifications among our population. So we're an intelligent group and a happy bunch to be with. Certainly, the city of Dunedin is more affordable than most cities in New Zealand, which is a helpful fact to know. And of course, we have a great lifestyle combining nature, culture, sport and fashion. We have it all, despite being a relatively small-sized city in the world. In terms of weather, we're in the south of the South Island. We enjoy 4 seasons. It's nowhere near as diverse as other parts of the world, maybe for instance, Northern Europe or Canada. We have a beautiful spring, beautiful summer, and of course, a lovely autumn And winter. One thing to know about winter in Dunedin is, although we have a picture there with snow on the ground, that is very rare, and it usually makes national news when we get the snow on the ground in our city. The snow tends to go up to the mountains a good few hours drive away. All right, Dunedin is a student city, and you can see from the picture we are surrounded by water, beautiful harbour, many beaches, over 20 beaches in our surrounding area, and there's plenty to do, whether it's visiting some of our cultural locations or participating in sports or nature. There's really something for everyone. What's especially nice to know is it's only a 10-minute bus ride or drive from the university to one of our main beaches. Very convenient. Although a smaller city, we have a lot of beautiful international food offerings. The university certainly welcomes a large number of international students and staff, and accordingly, we have a vibrant food setting and lots of nice wee places for everyone to enjoy and experience and share different cultures. The other great thing about Dunedin is, man, if you enjoy nature, we've got it all on our doorstep. So whether that's a cycling track around the peninsula and the harbour, or just a few more hours drive away, you can hit some of New Zealand's most iconic scenery, from Wanaka and beautiful hiking, adventurous bungee jumping or skiing. We have 4 ski fields kind of close to us, so about a 3 or 4 hour drive from Dunedin city, and you have the most amazing playground for adventures and to experience some of New Zealand's most iconic scenery. All right, Victoria, a little bit about Otago, maybe.
Sure. So basically, Otago is New Zealand's oldest university. We've been teaching students for over 155 years, and we're very highly ranked in not just QS World rankings, but other rankings around the world as well. We're incredibly proud that 96% of our graduates go on to work or further study, and we will be talking about this later in the panel discussion. As Megan was talking about New Zealand, we as a University of Otago, we're ranked #1 in New Zealand for education performance. And we're also included as #1 in New Zealand for international student experience. Fifth most beautiful campus, and you'll see that in the photos.
No other campus like it in the country.
No. For our academic reputation, right now we're ranked 214th in the world and the second highest ranked university in New Zealand. But we're a very well-rounded university with a lot of subjects ranked in the top 7 in the world, and also we take our teaching incredibly seriously. So we are a research-intensive university, but as you can see, 8 out of the last 12 years, we've won the Prime Minister's Supreme Award for Teaching Excellence. So this just gives you a little breakup of our subject rankings that are ranked from sports and related subjects, 11th in the best in the world, dentistry 44th, hospitality and tourism 49th in the world. But as you can see, we've got a good, well-rounded sort of range of subjects between the top 50 to 200 in the world. What you might not know is the unique offerings that we have at Otago. So for example, we're the only university to offer dentistry and surveying. We are one of only 2 universities in New Zealand to offer the medical school. We've got the largest and biggest medical school, for example. A large number of academic and professional staff, so a very good student to teaching ratio. And as you can see here, and we'll talk a little bit later, is we've got a lot of student-led clubs, societies, and we've got incredibly strong alumni around the world.
All right, well, let's kick into an introduction of the master's degree program options at the University of Otago. So just to provide a context for our degree qualifications, you can see on this particular slide, if we start at the bottom, there's the postgraduate diploma, which is a 1-year offering that you can normally take straight after a bachelor degree. Today, we're going to focus on the coursework or taught masters, which are typically 12 to 18 months in duration. And these are really mainly geared up for employment on graduation. However, there are options for some of those programs if you take a significant piece of research in it to move on into a PhD as well. We do offer pure research master degree programs, and these are typically either 12 months if you have a direct entrance, or 2 years if you're combining courses and then a year of a thesis research. And those certainly set you up for moving on to a PhD if that's interesting. But for today, we're focusing on the yellow, the coursework taught masters, largely intended for getting you job ready and upskilling you ready for the market. So we're going to kickstart with business, and just a brief introduction. Our business master degrees or coursework master degrees, we've got a real breadth of options here. We'll quickly run through these in a moment. But the key thing to know is that you have options. You can either take our business masters as a 100% papers only or coursework only degree, meaning you don't need to write a big thesis, a dissertation, or do a big project. You can just learn and sit the papers in order to receive your qualification. We have an option where you can combine papers plus a shorter dissertation, and we have an option where you can take coursework plus an applied project. So we're about to run through those options. Entry into these bachelor programs, master programs, is to have a bachelor degree with a GPA average of around 70%. And Vic is going to kick us off with the summary of those options.
Okay, so first of all, as we know, employers look for people who understand how to manage money and analyse financial health. And these are two fabulous Master of Business in Finance and the Master of Business in Accounting and Finance that can have these outcomes for students that take them. Basically, as you can see, the finance is CFA recognised, and our Master of Business in Accounting and Finance basically gives you the practical and powerful tools to understand and shape how organisations use money. These two masters, you do need to have either a background in a sort of finance or an alternative sort of professional experience. They're also, we're incredibly strong at Otago when it comes to finance, and green finance, climate finance, and energy finance.
That's right.
The other Masters of Business now, these ones for economics, it kind of focuses more on basically getting professional economists working at high level, analysing government agencies and large business and consultancies. What they do want are students that have a background in econometrics or mathematical economics. And you can see there that our graduates have gone on to some amazing sort of companies and working with Bank of New Zealand, etc. We then go into the Master of Businesses that can come from any background. So the first of all is our international business. I think that sort of speaks for itself. We have the Master of Business in Marketing, Master of Business in Tourism, and I just want to sort of highlight that our Department of Tourism is incredibly highly ranked, and in the top 50 in the world with Shanghai rankings. Then we've got the Master of Business in Philosophy, Politics or Economics, or it's known as a PPE. And as it says there, we're one of the very few in Oceania and even around the world. Basically, PPE, really interesting. It's for those students that, as it says, are curious about the world. It is a powerful and flexible degree. It is solving the world's problems by a combination of your analytical reasoning of philosophy, my goodness gracious me. You've got the political side with your political studies, and then you've got the economics as well. So it's bringing in logic, ethics, and it looks at real life problems. Really interesting, actually.
Quite a more modern leadership approach, I think, and particularly a lot of future politicians head down that route as well.
That's right. Then we've got our Master of Business in Entrepreneurship and Innovation, and Dunedin is, as it says there, is a fabulous place, very entrepreneurial with exciting startups. This will teach you, or you can learn how to start a business, or take an existing business to a new level. It might be quite good too if you've been working in your family's business and you want to sort of increase your business knowledge, come out with a master's, and you might want to go back into that family business. And then we've got our new Master of Business in Leadership and Management. Now, this is a new program. It's starting in 2026. It is the Master of Business in Business Analytics. I think it speaks for itself.
This is a huge demand area.
Gosh,
I mean,
yes.
every organisation needs to make business decisions based on data, and being able to analyse and lead those decisions with clear data insights is vital. So this is a real high demand program. We certainly encourage interest from most backgrounds, in fact, into this program too.
The Master of Business in Sustainable Business. Now, there aren't many universities offering this. It's accredited by the Institute of Environmental Management and Assessment. It is a coursework program, and any discipline can come into it. But I was looking on Seek the other day, which is the New Zealand recruitment website, and there were over 800 jobs out there of companies wanting sustainability managers. It might be something new in your countries, but here in the West, in New Zealand, under like the United Nations sort of outputs and everything, more and more businesses are looking for sustainable business managers. It's a top one. And then we've got our MBA. So our MBA is ranked number 1 in New Zealand and 7 in Oceania. It's a 15-month program, and there aren't many MBAs actually in New Zealand that are either taught on campus or allow internationals into their program. It's sort of divided up over the 15 months into sort of 2 basically aspects. The first sort of half of the year is made up of core papers, which cover the key business areas. And then you go into the second half of your MBA. You either can go into a live case study, a business project, or you can go also on international exchange as well with top business schools around the world. While you're doing the MBA as well, there's lots of extracurricular activities with guest speakers. We have the MBA case competition, professional development program, workshops, professional coaching. So it's small, it's a boutique program.
Has a wonderful track record. It's globally recognised, and indeed in New Zealand it's well known for training a number of professional, big hit leaders, I must say. Okay, well, that's great to get an introduction for the business options that are open both for those who do have a bit of a business background and for those who don't but are seeking to move into that direction and enhance their degrees. We're now going to turn our attention to health sciences and to highlight a couple of key degree options for you. We have a superb 2-year Master of Public Health. Now, this program is an opportunity to learn from some of the best. Otago has some world-leading experts in epidemiology, public policy and health promotion, and you have an opportunity to focus on a range of areas within that. Our graduates are really well equipped to work in non-clinical settings and make a real impact in society and policy decisions as well. For our public health program, you will generally do coursework for at least a year and then move into a dissertation or thesis project, depending on how long or the focus you would like to take in terms of research. We do offer this program in our Dunedin, Christchurch and Wellington campuses. However, we really recommend the Dunedin campus for you because of the range of international support services and accommodation we can help you out with there too. The admission into the public health is in fact open to any prior bachelor degree because anyone can actually make a strong impact in this area. So we're looking for a 70% average in your prior bachelor degree, but this is a terrific program and you really will learn from some top academics in this space. Now, a very much in demand and very popular taught masters that we offer at Otago is our Master of Nursing Science. This is in fact only offered in our Christchurch campus, so a different city, some 4.5 hours drive from Dunedin where we are. But this is a fantastic program for non-nursing graduates who are seeking to gain the clinical skill set and become a registered nurse in New Zealand. Otago has a proud history of training nursing. We're ranked very highly in this space. It's high demand, it's on the green list. To enter into this program, any prior bachelor degree that is not a nursing degree. There are limited enrolments to this program. There is some special selection criteria connected to it. And this program has a special application deadline. So if this is interesting for you, please note the earlier deadline of 31st of August to apply for next year's program. But gosh, a fantastic 2-year intense clinical program. Now, to learn more about this program, there's actually a special webinar taking place on the 19th of June. So encourage you to join in if this could be of interest for you. Okay, we also offer a Master of Health Sciences with a specialisation in health management. This is a 2-year coursework plus a thesis program. You actually need to apply first for the postgraduate diploma in health science first, and if you progress nicely through that, you move into that second year for the thesis. Dunedin campus again is ideal for you if you're interested in this particular area. Health management, there's a lot of demand for this really globally around the world again. And again, a bachelor's degree with a 70% average. For this, however, it is recommended you would have an appropriate health professional background in order to move into this program. Okay, biomedical sciences is another, of course, health-related area, and Otago excels in this. Man, our academics and researchers are globally recognised in this particular space. We offer you a fantastic Master of Biomedical Sciences. Your first step is to enter the postgraduate diploma in science focused on biomedical sciences, and you can see the major opportunities or specialisations are available within anatomy, biochemistry, genetics, microbiology, neuroscience, pharmacology, and physiology. So for this, of course, rather specialised program, you do need a bachelor degree in a relevant prior subject, but certainly our biomedical sciences is extremely strong, and this is a fantastic pathway if you're curious and keen to be working with some of the world's top researchers in this area. Righto, let's jump into the sciences, okay. Victoria.
Great. So first of all, we've got the 2-year Master of Science. Now, this is the right, basically, program for you if you want to do research and lead to a PhD. You do need to have a related field from your bachelor degree. You can see all the different, we've got a heck of a lot of different study options for you to the right there. Looking at a GPA of about a B, but what you do need to do is before you apply is reach out to the department, and you do need to secure an academic supervisor in advance of applying. And then we have the Master of Applied Science. So these are the taught or coursework masters. So they're more designed for students who want to get the masters and then get into the workforce quickly. You can see the study options there on the right, and we'll take you through these. Once again, these are also a lot of the programs, and we will highlight you can come from different backgrounds, and like the Master of Business, you have different options once you're studying there in it. So you can either undertake a commercialization project, a workplace project, supervised independent study, and yeah, so let's get into it.
Great. So one of the most exciting offerings that Otago has right now is a brand new offering for the Master of Applied Science in Sustainable Energy. This is a 12-month program. First intake will be for next year in February. But gosh, again, huge high demand. This is a real specialist area for students who are passionate and keen to contribute to the sector and reduce energy-related greenhouse gas emissions. Otago has a long and proud history in the field of energy technology and energy science and engineering, and we offer you this excellent Master of Applied Science. It is designed for those who do have any kind of a science prior bachelor degree, but who are maybe looking to focus in or pivot slightly to focus in the energy sort of sector area. But this is a combination of coursework plus a project. You will be working very closely with some superb academics and having close access to industry. High demand globally, certainly in New Zealand. There's graduates in demand for because they can help companies save money and also contribute to the future. We also have a wonderful Master of Applied Science in Artificial Intelligence. And the exciting thing about this program is that it is open to any prior bachelor's degree. Again, as with almost all of our masters, when we look for your prior degree, we're looking for a grade average of a 70% to enter into the master programs. But the artificial intelligence, MAPSI, as we say, are open to any type of prior bachelor degree, whether that's in the humanities or sciences or business, etc. So once again, this program allows you to combine coursework where we're teaching you different courses, and then you can combine that with a commercialization project or a supervised independent study or a workplace-based project. And as we all know, AI, gosh, it's everywhere. It's happening. Jump on board if you haven't already. ChatGPT next to me over here. Righto. Vic, do you want to hop on to the food sector?
Sure. So we've got, Otago's got the oldest department of food science in New Zealand, and we have a Master of Applied Science in Food and Agriculture. We launched this to internationals last year, and it's been incredibly well received. Look, the great thing about this is anyone from any background can come and do this course. It's designed very differently where it has modules, and you pick the modules that you like. So you might come from a business background with marketing, you want to learn more about food marketing, or maybe your biotechnology and you want to go in, etc. So there's something for everyone. So take a look at that. Or then we've also got the Master of Science in Food Science for those that have a Bachelor of Food Science or maybe a Bachelor of Microbiology as well. This is 2 years. You're doing coursework in the first year, leading into the data collection and writing up a thesis in your second year. And of course, this leads you to a PhD. So something for everyone in this field.
Great. And then we move into some other options we won't spend too much time on here, but the Master of Applied Science in Advanced Nutrition Practice, again, leading you directly into workplace, career options, industry sort of sector, or indeed in environmental management is another option as well. We also have the, of course, the biotechnology programs.
Yeah, so it's basically, using biology to solve problems. Under molecular biotechnology and plant biotechnology. And then we have the Master of Applied Science in Quantitative Genetics. So think of it as genetics and maths, predicting traits, etc., leading into those students who want to apply engineering to biology to problem solve.
And of course, in New Zealand, where the primary sector is a big important part of our industry, the quantitative genetics is certainly an in-demand area of expertise. And lastly, the MAPSI in computer science. Again, in-demand area, looking for a bachelor's degree. For this particular specialisation, you should have a relevant bachelor degree within computer science of some format. However, work experience may help contribute to being eligible. Great.
So, as I said before, we're ranked 11th in the world for sports-related subjects under QS, and this is the only sport development and management program in New Zealand. It's 100% coursework, and then there's a compulsory practicum, which means that there is a limit on the number of students that they can actually take into the program, because they need to get you into that kind of industry internships, etc. Yeah.
Good. And a couple of other special programs, offerings from Otago, the Master of Wildlife Management. Gosh, what a place to come and study this in the context of New Zealand and the nature on our doorsteps. A terrific program, but please note there's quite limited places for this particular program. Of course, you should have a bachelor's degree background within sciences, ideally zoology, biology, or ecology. And then we also have the Master of Surveying, and we are, of course, New Zealand's only, have the only School of Surveying, which is great too. Okay, we're getting through and we're now onto the humanities, and kind of the core offering at Otago is our excellent Master of Arts and a coursework option. This can usually be taken between 12 to 18 months depending on the particular starting point and specialisation, but we are excited to be offering 100% coursework only Master of Arts offerings, meaning you don't necessarily have to do a big dissertation or project. You can come in and do the coursework. Again, a bachelor's degree with a B average, a 70% is the sort of entry requirement. And you can see to the right in the yellow box the broad range of specialisations that we offer within our Master of Arts. Otago has a proud and long history of offering excellent humanities options, great opportunity to be working closely with our academics in this area, and many of our humanities subjects are indeed ranked among the global top for those areas. In addition to the Master of Arts, we also have a couple of specialist humanities programs. One is our very popular Master of Teaching and Learning. This is a teaching qualification degree, 1 year. It is designed for those who already have a bachelor degree. There is only one intake a year. It starts in January, and there is a specific deadline to apply. And in this case, that is coming up soon. 31st of July is the deadline to be considered in the first selection round. The Bachelor of Mastering in Teaching and Learning is taught from our outstanding College of Education. We have a proud history of training New Zealand's teachers and a proud history of informing education policy and curriculum in this country. So certainly the chance to specialise in early childhood education or primary or secondary education through this 1 year qualification is a great opportunity.
Please note a higher IELTS is required with a 7, no band below 7 than other master's programs that we've been talking about today.
And indeed, this program is on the green list, so to speak, in high demand, but please note that deadline, 31st of July for applications. Okay, a couple of other options that are quite special and unique. Our Master of Peace and Conflict Studies. Otago is home to the National Peace and Conflict Centre, and this is an interdisciplinary program that can be completed in 12 months, involving coursework and a dissertation or practicum. Actually, they can consider students with a degree from any prior background. Again, we're looking for that 70% grade average as a minimum. Some fascinating courses in this particular program, and combining both the international and Indigenous perspective of peace and conflict, which is truly remarkable. Some amazing research and amazing students come through this program. Our Master of Politics, which of course touches on international relations as well, 12 months again, superb academics teaching this program, including of course Robert Patman. He's my fave. He's always called up for the commentary on behalf of New Zealand in a lot of global news outlets as well. So again, coursework plus a dissertation piece at the end. For entry into this program, you should have a bachelor's degree with some form of background in political science or international relations or similar.
Then we come on to the Master of International Development and Planning. And as it says there, it's designed to focus on understanding people, environment, relationships. You will be taught a lot about New Zealand, once again, that sort of Indigenous planning, etc., but also our world problems as well. A bachelor's degree in any area and with a GPA of Otago B. And then we've got the Master of Planning, and this is a professional qualification accredited by New Zealand Planning Institute. It is 2 years. Your first year is made up of coursework, and then you've got a thesis or a planning project in your second year.
A couple of other specialised programs, Masters of Indigenous Studies, and also the opportunity to study our International Studies program. Again, bachelor's degree, 70% grade average, generally open to a broad range of prior subject areas.
The Master of Social and Community Work Applied, this is the program that leads to registration. It's a 2-year program. Once again, very high demand in New Zealand for experienced social workers. You do need to have a bachelor's degree in either social work or sociology or something related, or even have a CV which shows that you've got work experience. The applications close on the 1st of November. There will be an interview, and what they want to see in the interview is, do you have an understanding of Indigenous needs? Do you have an understanding of Māori, Treaty of Waitangi, etc.? So if you don't, you can still apply, but that might mean that you do a summer school paper before you start, or you might have to do a te reo or Pacific Island paper just in your first semester.
Well, that was a large number of programs we went through, and we just want to once again highlight a few of the options that are really fantastic for those of you considering pivoting, moving your career in a slightly different direction, or having the confidence to apply knowing that the degrees are open to a broad range of prior bachelor degree studies. So that is the list of them there. Several of those business programs which will top up and really allow you to grow in your career options no matter what you've studied previously. And some fantastic industry-ready programs, particularly the likes of food, sustainable energy, artificial intelligence, and of course, nursing, public health, teaching and learning. And of course, Otago is well connected with industry. So this is just a sample of some of the major companies and organisations that Otago graduates are heading into as a result of these master's programs, and with which our academics are connected. So just touching on also the concept of the green list, which is connected to Immigration New Zealand and opportunities to fast track residency in the country. Now that list of course can evolve and change each year, but currently New Zealand is certainly has signalled a strong demand for people with expertise in these particular areas outlined, and accordingly Otago offers a number of master's programs directly connected into those fields, which is great. So, with all of that said, I think it's time we bring in the panel and hear from other people. You must surely be tired of hearing our voices at this stage. So we thought we'd now open it up to a panel discussion, and we'd like to kickstart by welcoming our first international student who has been studying with us at Otago, and that is Ruth. A warm welcome to you, Ruth.
Hi, thank you so much for the opportunity.
So Ruth, we'd welcome you to kickstart and introduce yourself a little and what you've been studying here. Please take it away.
Okay, kia ora everyone, selamat siang semuanya in Indonesia or anywhere. My name is Ruth Kanipiao. I came from West Papua, Indonesia. I'm pursuing my master here in geology program at the University of Otago. And yeah, it's just a big step for me to study here, since like Indonesia have like a lot of natural resources, but we still lack of like how to open the mining site like that, and how to like to know which area that we need to open on mining and stuff like that. So and yeah, I chose geology here because like it offers me like a lot of things, such as like high quality when I'm learning something here, how to know which area that I need to focus on, especially if I'm interested in mining stuff and mineralogy. This one is the best done. And yeah, such an international student is gonna be like so overwhelming when you move to new environment and how like new academic style like that. And but Otago become like so supportive and welcoming place for me. And like I joining a lot of clubs here, and also yeah, a lot of clubs, association, especially Indonesian and Melanesian, that support me through my career. And yeah, it's
and Ruth, if I'm not mistaken, you studied in the US before you came out to New Zealand.
Oh yeah, I finished my degree in US first, so it's not the first time to moving out, but I finished there, and I feel like I still need to advance my career and also knowledge, since like Indonesian also have the same geology like stuff geology setting stuff like in Indonesia and New Zealand. That's why like I chose New Zealand, especially like Otago, the first one, and also the old university here. And also like geology, we have like geology building, the old one, the first building, and I love it. Like when I'm here and there, oh my God, I love it. Every time I go there in a geology museum, it's the best. And yeah, I have like high quality professor that also like can support me through like my research, and also like they have like several seminars that also connecting me with industry that can help me to improve my career. So geology in Otago is the best. I love it. And we're not just like busy to like learning about the old things. We also like learn about the new thing like renewable energy, like silver fluid. Like I never heard about that in Otago ever. That like we have like in last Tuesday we have seminars about that, and now I know like we have like the option for renewable energy that can help Indonesia too. Since like we have a lot of problem, but I'm like when I study here, I want to like contribute in Indonesia, so we can also like become advanced country. I love it.
Fantastic, fantastic. And you here we've got a number of photos that you wanted to share as well, showing kind of life at Otago for you.
Yeah, like you said, we have like beautiful country and also like different kind of culture, especially like the Pacific one, and all of it. Like I'm joining like different kind of stuff, and we said that I love to go to the gym and hiking with different kind of friends from different country. So yeah, it offers diversity and culture. So lovely.
Have you been able to get some sambal while you've been in Dunedin?
Yeah. But yeah.
Excellent. So some top tips from you to other international students considering studying a master's and potentially here at Otago.
Yeah, so will be like to become like successful master here. There's like 5 top tips that I can offer for you guys. Like first, be organized and building strong relationship with others. First of all, like parental social mental health, because like most of in Indonesia, we currently like focusing in the well-being and stuff and mental, because like we still like it's nothing bad in here. We really focusing on you. So come study here is the best. And also get involved in student life. Like I said to you guys, I joined Indonesian Association, Melanesian, and also tennis club. So I love it. And the first thing, the last one and the important is like they also like the university, they offer different kind of resources. Like in the Blackboard, we have like for the graduate student support that can like help you how to build your thesis, how to like using the resources around the university. So very helpful.
Brilliant. That's a wonderful set of tips for people. And thank you very much for joining us and sharing some of your experience.
Thank you so much.
Well, now we turn our attention to Ling Ling. A warm welcome to you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Hi, Hello everyone. 大家好. My name is Ling Ling. I come from China, and actually I'm just graduated with a Master of Arts degree in communication. So yeah, and here's the picture you can see was just on my graduation ceremony. Yeah, I love to do a lot of things here, especially doing some volunteer activities. And here you can see the picture was the day when we are just planting trees on Long Beach. And I still remember that day I planted over 18 little trees. I feel so tired actually, but it's so meaningful. And I just wondering, maybe one day I still need to go back to see those little trees grown up. Yeah. And also, why I chose Otago. Actually, I want to share you a little story because it started from a video actually. Because several years ago when I felt kind of tired of my life, and one day I just suddenly found a video. There is a girl just lying on the grass, and in front of the tall building, and next to her, there is a little stream, ducks swimming over there. Everything looks so calm down and so peaceful. And I was wondering, can I be like her? So here I am, you see, I'm lying on the same grass. And I suddenly know that tall building is now our clock tower, which is super, beautiful. And also, when I came here, I found actually study here is kind of different from studying China before. And we have a little small classroom because we only have like no more 10 students in our classroom. But it's a good way for you to communicate with your professors directly, and they can help you, and they will asking questions to you. So you need to be very focused on your class, just in case they will answer the questions. And also, as Otago, if you were an animal person, then University of Otago can be your best choice, because you can find not only dogs, but also cats, dogs, and a lot of different birds here. So it's really wonderful. And also, why I love Dunedin, I must to say, people must be the most important reason. Because I still remember one day when I was go hiking outside, I just met a lady who is from Dunedin, but she was a teacher who taught English in China before. So we have a great conversation. And after that, she just invited me to her home to make some dumplings with her granddaughter, which is super fun. And also, yeah, Dunedin is the best location for you to stay close to nature.
Very nice. We've got some beautiful photos of you here, Ling Ling, enjoying
Yes.
the journey, enjoying your time in New Zealand.
Yes, and I must recommend, if you come here, you need to pick up your own cherries, which is super big and sweet and also very cheap.
The cherries are delicious.
Yes.
That
You're
is,
careful with that mushroom.
Oh yeah, that is porcini.
yeah.
I know that.
Excellent. Now you've also got some top tips to share with students considering their options.
Okay, I have 3 top tips. And the first one is don't be afraid to make mistakes. For example, if you are an international student, and especially if English is not your first language, don't be afraid to make some grammar mistakes. Yeah, for example, I may made hundreds of grammar mistakes today. So just don't afraid of that. And you can just speak it out loud. And remember, your teacher and your classmates will always support you. And the second thing is never say no to yourself. I still remember the day on my graduation ceremony, there was a lady who sat next to me, and she said she still needs to pursue for a doctorate degree. And she's 68 years old. So yeah, never say no to yourself, no matter how old you are. In the University of Otago, you can have a try. Yeah, and the last but not least, learn to be with yourself. I know, of course, you can meet a lot of friends here, but you need to accept moments of solitude. And you can try to develop some hobbies that bring you joy, like reading, listening to some music, and also just go outside, hiking, all of those interesting stuff. Yeah, that's my part.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ling Ling. That was terrific. So I guess this leads us on to the next question of how does Otago prepare you for your future career? And we're delighted to welcome in Yvonne from our Careers Centre, who's going to show up on the screen. Look at that magic. Here she is. Welcome on, Yvonne. We're going to hand over to you because I know you've got a lot of great information to share with us.
Well, I mean, both Ling Ling and Ruth talked about just getting involved. You can't just sit at your computer and do, I don't know, whatever you do on your computer. You've got to get out and, go to the Unipol Rec Centre, come and see us, get involved with the Social Impact Studio, and really make good use of your practicum or internship to meet people. As Ling Ling said, Dunedin people are really, really friendly, or people in New Zealand are really friendly. And so it's good opportunities to do that because it's all the things around your study and what you're learning that help you with your career planning. You do get a lot of all of this in your study, and these are what employers look for. They look for evidence of your skills. As it says there, 96% of Otago graduates go directly into work or further study. But, I just wanted to say here, it's easier to get a job if you've got a job. And that's what we do at the Career Development Centre, is help you to get a job, to make that transition out of university and into a job. Or if you are going to have a part-time job while you're studying, we can also help you look for that. We've got some online tools that you use. We've got weekly workshops that you can attend. And we also do Otago Mentor Match. We invite employers onto campus every year. We have a number of career fairs and expos where you can actually meet and talk to employers of our graduates. So yeah, we help you get ready to do that. We've got this wonderful program that we've just launched called the Emerging Leaders Program, which just takes you through everything. Most employers in New Zealand would expect all our graduates to be emerging leaders. You know something, you become a bit of an expert in something the higher you study, especially if you're completing a master's. So you need to reflect on and understand what your leadership style actually is. So it's the perfect way to just step you through the things that you need to do, so then when you emerge at the end, you're very aware of who you are in your professional development. There's a lot of opportunities on campus to just get involved in planting trees and you know, helping people out in the community. This is what the Social Impact Studio does. They organise uni crew volunteers, and they also have got a specific course for global citizenship. And also on campus is the Centre for Sustainability. We can just, again, just get involved in doing. And it's in the doing that help you to tell the stories when you apply for jobs of what you've done. So yeah, there's all of these opportunities to get involved outside of the classroom, to meet other people, to meet other students, so that when you're making that transition out, you've got a community around you, people who care about you and know you. And our Dunedin City Council put together this program for internships in Dunedin. So they're just about to launch it for this year. Some really interesting and diverse opportunities to work in Dunedin businesses over the summer break through this internship program. Work rights. Yeah.
Well, of course, that's one of the very attractive attributes of studying in New Zealand, isn't it? Of course, and indeed our master's degree programs lend themselves well to this, because typically on successful completion of a master degree program at Otago, no matter its duration, whether it's 12 months or longer, you are generally eligible to apply for post-study work rights up to 3 years. Which is very generous, and it gives you that chance to put everything you've learned and all of those other attributes you've gained through volunteering, through participating, all the things Yvonne's just talked about, into practice and secure work in New Zealand.
Yvonne, what all those programs you talked about, like the Emerging Leaders Program, etc., are they free for the students?
Absolutely, yes. Coming to see us is free as well.
Okay, great.
You know, like some students.
Me.
Yeah,
I went there before.
Yes, saw Ling Ling very early in her time here at Otago, and you know, sometimes that's what you want to do is, you know, like, do I know where I'm going and what I'm doing, and then when you're ready to make that transition, you can come and see us again. You know, you can use our service even after you graduate.
Okay.
So we realise that, you know, sometimes you don't get your dream job straight away. It takes a little while to get that job that you really want. So, you know, we're available to help support students.
We've got a few students that are mature and they're bringing their family with them.
Yes.
Can spouses see you as well?
Absolutely.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, yes.
That's really
I
nice.
see a lot of spouses come in, and then I see them when they get a job in Dunedin, and yeah, hi Yvonne. You know. So, yeah.
Yvonne, do you think it's a must to have a part-time job while you're studying in order to make your CV look attractive? Is that something people have to have?
I don't think so, no. I mean, some people do because they love working, and that's really good. But just getting involved in, like, the Social Impact Studio, you know, going and planting trees, just even going and planting trees tells an employer that, you know, you don't mind getting dirty hands, and and you can get out and work with other people that you don't know. So, and then some of the all the applied courses have got parts that are applied in it, so you can it is actually like a part of a job. So
Brilliant. Yeah. Thanks, Yvonne. That's some fantastic information to really support your master's degree studies at Otago, and it's great to know these services are free and there's so many opportunities there. Thank you very much. Well, we're now going to quickly touch on how you actually apply for a master's program at Otago, and we will just pop into that now. So at Otago, all applications are completed online via our website through the so-called eVision portal. So you simply create an account and you make your application from there. But before you apply, do make sure to check the entry requirements for the particular program or programs you are looking at. As we mentioned earlier, sometimes some of those Master of Science programs do require a supervisor to have been lined up and secured before you can actually make a full application. But in the main, you jump in, set up your eVision account, select your programs, and then you're going to need to provide all of the documentation that is needed. And once you've read through everything and you submit your application, and then our awesome admissions team can start to review and see how that fits in. So we in New Zealand, our academic year runs from February to November for most of our programs, but we do have some that start earlier in January. And you can usually, for most programs, start in either our regular February or maybe July intakes as well.
Yeah, we don't have a November intake at the moment.
So the key admission deadlines for most of our master's programs, if you're looking to start with us for early next year, you would want to get that application in before mid-November this year. But as we also had highlighted, Master of Teaching and Learning has a 31st of July application for first consideration, and also 31st of August for Nursing Science. So do be aware for that. If you're looking ahead to perhaps join us in July next year, you've got a wee bit longer through until April to apply for next year. At Otago, our postgraduate English language minimum requirement is an equivalent, or the actual IELTS test, overall band of 6.5, no section less than 6. However, again, a few programs do have a higher proficiency expectation, including teaching, among a few others there. Now, of course, if you don't meet that requirement already, gosh, have we got an excellent opportunity for you with our English Language Centre offering English for Otago, specifically for those of you needing to meet the postgraduate entry requirement. And that's a terrific way. Come, have one semester of study focused in on your postgraduate level English, get settled into the environment, and then you're really well and truly prepared and ready to go for your master's program from there. So do reach out to us if that could be something that would help you to meet your English.
As well as IELTS, we do also accept TOEFL, Pearson's, Duolingo, so check our webpage.
That's right. Okay, scholarships. It's a favourite topic for everyone, and great for you to know that international students can be considered for our postgraduate Vice-Chancellor International Scholarship. It's valued at 10,000 New Zealand dollars off the value of your tuition fee in your first year. And these are unlimited, but we're looking for a grade average of a B+ to meet the kind of rough criteria for that. And there's no extra application process. How amazing is that? You just apply for your actual program, and our kind admissions colleagues will make the assessment for the scholarship whilst they're assessing you for your eligibility for the program. For those of you seeking a larger, kind of more full scholarship, it's handy to know that some countries may be eligible for the Manaaki New Zealand Scholarship. This is funded generously through the New Zealand government. These are full scholarships covering everything: flights, your tuition, your living stipend, etc. For this past year, it's been open for students from various Asian and Pacific markets, and the application round is once a year. It usually opens for the month of February only for studies the following year. It's quite a long process because it is quite a prestigious scholarship to receive, so just keep an eye out for that one. There are, of course, a number of other options within your own home country, potentially. Here are just a couple of the examples. Otago does accept US financial aid as it currently stands, but of course we also welcome our LPDP Indonesian scholars, among others from other countries as well. So just a wee bit of a glance at accommodation.
Just look at the time.
Yeah, and we have got live questions. So just great for you to know, we do offer uni flats. This is a shared living arrangement accommodation option, private bedroom, shared facilities, but a wonderful way to come to enter and join us because it's university owned and kind of reliable, stable, and aligned with our academic year. Let's jump over because we've got some live questions that have been coming through, I think. And as you can see, just quietly, a range of other support services, whether from library, student health, fitness, it's an inclusive campus, and really important to highlight some fabulous cultural clubs at Otago. These are student-led cultural clubs, and man, they do lots of great activities. It's a wonderful way, again, to network and connect and to learn about other cultures too. So, Victoria.
Okay, so some Q&As have come in. This is a good one. How long does the application decision take?
Yep, and that can very much depend on the program you're applying for because as you noted earlier, some programs have a special deadline, meaning they also have a special timeline for making their decision. They're making a selection with limited places. But for a regular master's program, if you've got everything that is needed for documentation and that the decision can be made directly, not needing to go out to a department, those decisions could take, well, hopefully around 2 weeks at most. Often the delay can be if a decision needs to go out to an academic department to review. Bearing in mind our academics are of course busy doing research and teaching and a lot of things, but they're keen to make sure that they're assessing your prior studies as a suitable match to be successful in their program. So sometimes that can take perhaps 2 to 3 or even up maybe 4 weeks or so. Of course, delays come when people don't submit everything that is required. There might be missing documentation, or maybe there's been a question back to you from admissions to please answer and you have missed the question and things like that. So in the main, we work as fast as we can. Different circumstances and different programs can extend that deadline here and there.
You're more than welcome to reach out to us if you're thinking it's taking longer than it should, and we'll pop the email up in the chat box. It's international-connect@otago.ac.nz.
There's a question here, is there an application fee waiver for my master's program? We don't have an application fee at all. You can apply for free. However, there is a tuition fee to pay if you are successfully admitted. So no application fee.
And no deposit either. Some universities take deposits, we don't. Oh, this one is for students that are bringing their families. Is there any type of support to help students to care for their toddlers or young children?
So Dunedin, home to the College of Education, has a long and proud history with early childhood education centres, as well as excellent primary schools and secondary schools, in addition to the university, of course. And indeed, there are opportunities for you, depending on the nature of your visa, to bring your family, and of course there's certainly childcare available. However, it's important to note that's something you would need to organise quite early on. There are waiting lists sometimes for the early childhood centres, so it's not a situation where you just show up and go, hi, can I slot my toddler into this early childhood centre? You would want to make those inquiries in advance. Now, what's wonderful is we have fantastic colleagues in our international student support team, and they very much are keen to know if you are bringing family, because they can also help connect you with other students who are bringing family, and maybe that's a nice support network for you too. But they can help advise you further. But yes, there's childcare here. Yes, there's usually a fee attached, but it's all about inquiring nice and early for that.
We got one more, do you think, Megan? Or
yes, what is the student culture like there? How can we adapt as master's degree students? This is from a student based in Indonesia. Well,
Wow.
I have a suggestion. Maybe Ruth would like to comment in terms of, what was it again?
well, the
The
student culture.
How do you adapt? How do you join into a new country, a new culture?
So if you don't like some like windy stuff and cold, yeah, it's gonna be hard because like the weather's in Dunedin is kind of every time is changing. But since like as I was studying in the US and also in the cold place, for me it's like kind of easily for me to adapt around here. But for Indonesian student, like most of my friend, they need a little bit time. But if you study like start from February, it's gonna be easy because like we start from summer to the cold one. So, but if you study from like the second semester, it's gonna be a little bit changing. But since we know like snow here is not, it's very rarely, so you are welcome.
And are you in a uni flat?
Not yet.
No.
But some of my friends, they stay in there and it was like wonderful. Like they meet like a lot of people in there and like connect with each other. And I was like, wow, I hope I can stay in there too.
Yeah, I think certainly taking the chance to live in university accommodation is really recommended because there's a lot of activities and events set up just for you within that context, let alone joining the student clubs, the cultural clubs, getting involved in volunteering, connecting with Yvonne for the career support nice and early as well. Well, I think we've run out of time here today, but firstly, thank you very much to Ling Ling, Ruth, and to Yvonne for joining us today. Thank you to those of you who had submitted questions either prior to our webinar or indeed during the show. We hope that you've had your questions answered in the background. If for some reason we haven't had a chance, we will be following up with those questions that are not quite answered. Thank you very much for joining us from wherever you are here today in Dunedin, New Zealand. We look forward to welcoming you in the future. Bye.
Thank you.